All right. Well, good morning, everyone. You all good today? All right. We're glad you're here. How many of you did Time Lab? VBS. You guys loved Time Lab, didn't you? That was fantastic. You know, did any of you use Dr. Mister during Time Lab as the skits and
I
stuff?
see one hand, Matt. Two hands, Matt.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed. That was like my claim to fame. I came up with Dr. Mister.
I know you did.
Like the day before VBS started, and he was like my favorite character that I got to do. We even use him in our children's church now and so much, but apparently he wasn't that great. So,
I don't know.
This is Barb Witt, and she does everything else in VBS. She writes it all, but I did Dr. Mister, and she did everything else. So
all right.
There you go.
Well, hey, you guys, we are so glad to be here, and we're so glad you're here. This is an exciting thing because it's new, okay? So what do you think this box, all right, my clipboard with this map and this folded piece of paper all have in common? What do you think? It is. We've got a challenge box, and this all has to do with the challenges that we've written into this year's VBS. They are super fun. The kids at our church went crazy over these. They are going to love them, guys. So keep in mind, we're going to be covering a lot of ground in this next little bit, and there are so many options. Don't get overwhelmed. You can make this whatever you want, do whichever ones you want to do, don't do whichever ones you want to do. But we're going to tell you about all of them because we did them all because we just, didn't want anybody to miss out on anything.
We didn't want to skip anything.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
we did it all, and plus we wanted to test them for you guys.
We tested it, yep.
So anyway, all right, so here's what I want to do now. Wave your hand at me if you are involved in the snacks, the games, the crafts, the science, or the assemblies at your church. All right? A lot of you. Awesome. Do you guys know that the kids come because they want those snacks and games and crafts and all that good stuff? What you are doing really matters. Thank you. Let's give them all a little cheer. Woo-hoo! Yay. All right. So you guys are going to be able to find your information about the challenges that are going to be happening at your area in your guidebooks. So if you're a snack leader, the snack challenges are written into the snack guide for you. If you're a game leader, the challenges are written into the game guide, just the game ones in the game guide, and so forth, all right? All right, wave your hand at me if you are a teacher at your VBS. How many people? So a lot of teachers here. Fabulous. You guys know you are the ones with the privilege of opening God's Word and sharing it with these kids. Is this huge or what? All right, if you haven't been reminded of that, it's huge. So thank you. Let's give them a cheer. Yay for all of our teachers who are here. All right, so the challenges for you guys are written into the teacher guides, and they're in each day at the very beginning of each lesson in the Introduce It section. That's where you're going to find your challenges. And let me see hands of anybody here who's the director of their VBS or here maybe with their admin team. Okay? Wow! Woo! They got a spontaneous cheer.
They got a cheer
I didn't even have to say anything because everybody knows. Woo! All right, you guys, bless you for doing that. Your leadership is huge in this whole thing. If you weren't saying yes to that, then your church wouldn't be doing a VBS because you got to have a leader, right? So thank you, and thanks for being here. You are going to find your information about challenges in the director guide, and it's in the cool contest section. Now, you're going to notice that your section's really big and fat, all right? That's because we wrote in all the challenges. So you've got the snack ones, game ones, so you know everything that's happening in every book, right? But what you need to do is kind of coordinate with your people, decide who's going to do what. I would suggest that each area takes care of getting the materials to do their own snack things, their own game things, if there are materials. A lot of them have no materials needed or like running off a piece of paper. Anybody here, everybody here able to run off a piece of paper? Okay, right. Okay, so anyway, they're really pretty easy. Some of them are a little bit bigger deal, but really not big. None of them are really that big, so you just coordinate to decide kind of how you want to do your challenge sections together, and you can do it any different way. But anyway, just wanted to let you know that little housekeeping note before we actually get into talking about the different ones. So let's go ahead and go with it.
All right, so in the challenges, we have 4 different tiers of challenges going on here. So we got this to illustrate what's going on. We have individual challenges that kids can do on their own. A lot of those we'll talk about in a little bit, but they're kind of like take-home stuff. Team challenges they can do with their group that they're with. We have grade level challenges. If you have, some of you, your team may be a grade level, or we have a lot of teams and a lot for each grade level at our VBS. So we actually added that in this year. And then we had a big challenge where we had the whole VBS working together for one big goal, and it was very exciting. So we added in all these different levels. Now, you don't have to do all 4 of these levels. You might want to do 1, 2, 3, or 4, like we said earlier, but we're going to go over all of them and give you all the options, and you can use what works best for you.
Right,
all right? So
the first level we're going to tell you about is the individual challenges. Now, of course, one of the goals of this VBS is to help our kids grow to have a love for the nations. But how can they love something they don't know anything about, right? So they may not know about a place across the world, and we want to raise their awareness, help them get to know that, so that by God's grace, hopefully they will grow to love the people of those places, right? So the individual challenge is super easy. All you have to do is run off a piece of paper and send it home with the kids each day. So if you have your packets out, I know Stacia had mentioned that, there's a little packet in your goodie bag that says Challenge and Teaching Overview. If you can grab that and just flip to the first page, you are going to see what I'm talking about with the individual challenges. Now, all of the information I'm telling you is on your resource DVD-ROM, all these clues and stuff, except for the individual challenges. So I actually put all 4 of those in your packet, so you can use them if you want as a master. You'll also be getting it as a digital download. It'll be coming to you. So anyway, don't write on it, but I did want you to see it, okay? And here's what we do with this one. We sent this home with the kids, all right? There's 2 parts of this paper. They can do one, they can do both. And all they have to do is look up something about the first day. It's about Nate Saint, the first one, because he was a missionary in South America. So whatever continent we're going to, that's what we're talking about. And the second one is about finding out some fun facts about that continent. So if you have a phone, go ahead and grab it out right now. We're going to try. We're not going to write this down, Mr. Matt, but we're going to try this for a second. Grab your phone. Let's see how fast we can be. Type into your search engine, Nate Saint Kids Answers, okay? Oh. The Kids Answers page has information about him. And so type in Nate Saint Kids Answers. And when you find out something interesting about him, shout it out for us all to hear, okay? Let's see if we can do this. I don't know how the reception is in here.
He wanted to be a pilot.
And he actually did become a pilot.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Born in 1923. Anything else? In the Army.
In the Army, World War II.
World War II. Okay, so really cool. The kids learn about him, and he's part of that Jim Elliott group and all that. It's really fantastic. So anyway, our kids got really into this, and all it takes from you, send home the paper every day. They bring it back. You can either just put those papers directly in like a bin or whatever, and that's their entry into the drawing because they did it. Or you can cut them in half if you want. Make sure their name's on the bottom half if you want to give them 2 shots at it because they did 2 parts of it. And then the last day, just pull a few and give out prizes. We gave out ice cream coupons,
We gave out ice cream coupons.
Which had nothing to do with anything, but everybody likes an ice cream coupon, right? So anyway, that's it. That's what the individual challenges are, okay? All right, so let's move on.
Moving on to the team challenges. We've been doing team challenges for years at our VBS. This is something that you might be familiar with, where we're going through each day, and we're encouraging the kids to learn their memory verse, every day to go through their go and do ideas as well. And so, how that works really well is you have your racer team rosters here.
So you guys flip to, there are a few pages in. After those individual challenges, you're going to see a racer team roster. Mr. Matt's going to go through that. Just don't mind me. I am so used to calling him Mr. Matt because we've been doing this together for, 20 years?
Almost 20
years. So
anyway,
forget to call him just Matt with you guys. I just call him Mr. Matt like we're with the kids.
Sometimes when people call me Mr. Matt, I feel like I'm a claymation figure, but that's okay.
That's okay.
So each team, and so this year we named our teams after countries, and so we had Team England and Team Kenya and things like that. And so Team England, for example, is working together all as a team for a prize every day, or for a winner every day. Okay, and we want to encourage them to do these things. Of course, you get this is an editable, customizable PDF on your DVD-ROM, and so you can change the points around, and it'll kind of tally things for you as well. So you get points for being here, for bringing a visitor, for knowing your memory verse, for knowing the theme verse, the main verse for the week, and there's also a contest participation every day, and so that's kind of a neat thing that we do. So every day, we write in, and it's in the cool contest section of your director's guide. We write in kind of a fun thing that maybe on day one we do, and day two that we do that's a special contest. Right,
so we're going to do day one right now for you guys. We always have a guessing thing the first day just to get us started. So what we did was kind of talked about gummy bears. Of course, there's candy from all over the world, right? These were made in Germany. That's where they originated. And so we had this big jar of gummy bears, okay? And we told the kids, while they're going around through the day, if they want to just put in a guess for how many are in the jar and stick it in the little bucket that we had by it, they could do that. And then at the closing, we told them who had won. So we're going to do this with you guys right now. You have to do it fast, though. You don't have much time to think about it. All right, here's the jar. Just write down on anywhere there on a piece of paper what your guess is for how many gummy bears you think are in the jar. And whoever is closest wins the jar. Is that awesome? Yeah. So fun.
A little snack for the road today.
It's a big snack for the road. Okay, everybody got their guess written down? All right, everybody stand up. Let's do it this way. Everyone stand up to start. All right. If you guessed 100 or less, sit down. You didn't win, okay? If you guessed 100 to 150, sit down. You didn't win.
Okay.
150 to 200, you didn't win. Sit down. Wow, they guessed high.
They guessed high.
Okay, yeah. 200 to 250, sit down. I got to remind myself how many are in here, Mr. Matt. I know it was more than 250, okay?
I do not know the answer to that question.
I'm glad I looked. I was thinking of something else. All right, 250 to 300. Sit down. You didn't win. 300 to 350. You're down.
Ooh, it's a lot of gummy bears.
All right, now we're getting close now, guys.
Yep. Any dentists in the room? All right.
Hope not.
Okay.
Okay, 350 to 370. Sit down.
Ooh.
Over 400. Sit down.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Do we have anybody still remaining?
Now we've got quite a few contenders left.
So this is between what?
370 and 400.
Between 370 and
380. Sit down. 390 to 400. Sit down.
Ooh.
Oh, so you guys are all between 380 and 389? Okay, I'll tell you the number, and I don't have two if we have a tie.
They're just going to have to take handfuls.
We'll just figure it out later. All right, then an answer is, and for a clue for you guys, we always write the answer on a piece of masking tape inside the lid. Because kids can't find it.
So that we actually know what it is.
388. Anybody say that?
You said 388.
Exactly. Woo!
Did anybody else say 388?
All right, come on up. You're the winner of the gummy bears. Or pass it down. There you go. Yeah. So that is fun. Oh, that smelled so good. I got a big woof of that right there. You fantastic.
So that was our day one contest participation. And so our kids actually got points for just participating in guessing gummy bears. So they all wanted to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Day 2, we encourage our kids to have some team spirit, and so we wanted them to come up with maybe a team cheer or to create a team sign. You see, there's our kids from Team Panama there that created a team sign, and we have signs all over our worship center, and the kids come up with these exciting cheers, and we give them an opportunity in our opening and our closing sessions to share those with our whole VBS. They really get into it. Day 3 is our dress-up day, and the cool thing about this VBS is when it's dress-up day, you can dress up as anything in the world, okay? Because we're going everywhere in the world. And so some kids, here we got a kid who dressed up as an animal, other kids dressed up with maybe some clothes that they had from a different culture or from a different country, maybe they've visited before. So
they could even dress up as a racer. Some of them came out looking like marathon racers or something like that.
Absolutely. We had one whole team that just, the older kids, they don't like to dress up. They pin numbers written on Sharpie on their shirts, and everybody participated in the contest. So day 4 is our memory verse or Bible verse challenge day, and what we did there is at the end of the day, we encouraged the kids to go home and come back with 3 places in the Bible where you find the words love one another. And so kids went home and they dug into their Bibles and they came back with 3 references the next day and got bonus points for that. And our last day, we always like to do this on Friday. It's our Mission Money Mania Day, and we encourage the kids to bring their missions money that day to collect that for our missions project.
Right. So then after we do that, we have everybody turn in those team rosters, all right? And for us, we have a lot of teams, so we need those by about the beginning of the 3rd rotation, so our team has time to figure out. We don't have our leaders bother actually adding it up. We have our
sometimes
admin
they're
team
not really
do that.
gifted in that area.
Right. So anyway, they turn those in, we tally it up, and we tell them what team won during the closing, and we do it in a fun way, don't we, Matt?
Yes, we do. We add much fanfare and everything like that. So we like to just kind of give each team an opportunity to cheer for their team. And so you pick a country here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and this is how we end our VBS every day.
Make sure we hear you.
Make sure we hear this.
Go ahead and cheer.
Are you guys ready to see who won our contest today?
Yes!
All right. Now, when you see your team name, I want you to cheer really loud, and then we'll let you know who our winner is. Here we go. Team Honduras! Woo! Jamaica! Woo! Madagascar! Chile! Team Kenya! Team South Africa! And our winner today is Team Chile!
Well, come on down, Team Chile, and get your prize! Hey, don't come down. We don't really have a prize.
Yeah,
But we
you can
give them
borrow
a
some of
prize,
her gummy
okay?
bears if you
So
want a
we
prize.
usually give them some kind of candy, But you can also, if you're really not into that, you can just tell them you're going to give a donation in their honor to a mission thing. You could just do it for the fun of it.
Give them a special recognition or responsibility the next day at VBS.
Right, whatever you think. So anyway, that's how we run the team challenges. It's really fun. It helps the kids really get involved in wanting to do those go and do's on the student pages, by the way. Because there's 4 of those or 5 of those written into every day's student guide, and we send those home, and we give them 1,000 points for every one they do. So they tell their leaders when they come back in the next day, we mark that down, and that really gets them motivated. And we want them to go and do the go and do, so they really do. So it's fun.
A couple notes on how we do the racer team rosters. We actually divide the total by the amount of kids that they have in each group and come up with an average so that we know who our winning team is at the end of the day. We also only allow a team to win once during the week, and so if they win again, we go to the second place team later in the week so that the other teams get to win.
And the reason we do the average is because sometimes we'll have a group with 15 kids and sometimes it'll have 5. So the 15 would usually always win because there's more kids. So we just figure out the average, and then that way we work with that number, and then it's fair across the board. And that matters. The kids will ask. It matters.
That's a big deal.
Okay, so, all right, that's the individual challenges, the team challenges. Now, the grade level challenge you'd only do if you have enough kids that you actually have more maybe than one team in a grade, and if you did the team challenges. And this is super easy. It's just one more, you just do this once, okay? It's just one little extension of the team challenges, basically, that you would do probably during your closing program. We have our closing program on Sunday, okay? So we do this not during VBS week, but the Sunday right afterwards. But you could also do it during your last closing assembly of the VBS week. You could run team challenges the first 4 days and then do this the 5th.
So it's real simple. All this is we add up all of our team winners, all of our team points throughout the whole week, and we see which grade had the best average for that week. And we recognize that grade on the last day. One, it gives you another challenge for the week. You know, our older kids are smart enough that they figured out if they win on Monday, they're not going to win again for the rest of the week. And so this encourages them to continue to participate in memory verse and all that stuff the rest of the week, because you have a chance to win the grand prize for your grade level at the end of the week, but it's just adding up the same thing that you did every day for who the big winner was for the whole week.
Absolutely. And then the very last level of challenges, it's called the All-VBS challenges. Now, this is completely new. We've never done this before, and this was the kids, I'm telling you, went totally nuts over this thing. This is where we used our challenge boxes and our clues and the videos and all these other things, all of it written into your kit, right? Okay, so a lot of fun. We're going to go through that a little bit right now.
Yes, and so we made these challenge boxes that you see right here. This is a shoebox that we just painted. We put some racer duct tape on there. We made a little logo for it. I made a very simple stand out of a little bit of plywood and a 2x3 right there. And you know, you don't have to put these on stands. We had these. We made a bunch of these and put them in different places: the games, the snacks, the crafts, stuff like that. And then we're able to just put these clues. We even had some of these right outside of our worship center. So as the kids were exiting our opening assembly, they got their first clue and things like that. And so this is a fun way of, hey, you don't even need to have these. You could just have them in your hand on the papers, or there's a lot of them that you can just say. You don't
Verbally
even need a piece
say.
of paper.
So if you really don't, you can even just say it and not even have it, or you could just have a shoebox and that's it, or have them in a manila folder that you get them out of. We just did it because we thought it was fun.
Yep.
But anyway, okay, so the clues, it look a lot like this. And once again, these are on your resource DVD-ROM. But we color-coded them, so we did all green was South America for the first day, and then we did a different color for every day, as you'll see right here. And so this just reminded us, okay, of what day we were on when we were getting these ready ahead of time. But you just run them off, and you just fold them up, and you just stick a sticker on them, okay? So we made our own because this was before everything was done. So, but now they actually have stickers in the kit that you could use. And it would say something like, Day 1 Intro Challenge. Spanish is a main language spoken in South America. Find someone who speaks Spanish and learn how to say, hello, how are you? Okay, so there's a lot of people that are able to speak Spanish usually around the church, so the kids were having fun going around doing that, and that was kind of just one that they're doing while they're moving around. All right, so those are what you're doing, so those kinds of things. Let me explain to you, though, we'll talk about some of the different times you would do different ones.
Right.
A lot of them are on that, but there is one that you start off with that's actually just a video.
Yes, we saw one of these earlier, but we're going to do another one. Here comes
So we're going to do it like we used to do it.
We're going to do that. Yes.
Right?
Let's do that.
Okay, so we're going to pretend like we're starting our
This
VBS
is how we start
day. Okay,
every
so we're gonna
single
come out.
morning.
We're going to come out. Here we go.
Okay.
Ready? All right.
All right. Hola!
Hey, Jumbo!
How's everybody doing? Are you guys excited to be at VBS today?
So good to see you guys.
Oh, well, we are so glad you're here, but the very first thing we need to do is we need to figure out which continent we're going to today. So let's check this out. Whisper to your friends if you think you know which continent we're going to. Ooh, does that look familiar? Oh, that's probably familiar to you guys. Oh, there you go. Some big landmarks. Oh, those are cool. All right. I hear some of you saying it out there. I think some of you know what it is.
All right, talk in your group. You got 10 seconds to try to decide where are we going today. All right, on the count of 3, shout it out. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we're going to Europe today.
You got it. So leaders, your team got it right. So go ahead and check off on your scorecard that you did that challenge.
Right, and so the scorecards are actually a map of whatever continent it is. So for instance, this one's for the first day, South America. So you would circle just one of those countries, doesn't matter which one, anyone, okay? And everywhere you go, every challenge you do, if they get it right, you just circle it up, okay? And then at the end of the day, you give it to your team They keep it all week long, and at the end of the week, you see how many you got for the whole VBS all working together. What we were doing, we were working for a mission project that had to do with getting planes into hard-to-reach areas that would bring the gospel, okay? We thought that was great to go with the travel theme.
Yep.
And so if they got so many of these as everybody working together in the VBS, we would be able to get one plane, right? If we got a little bit more, we would be able to get 2 planes. I mean, we had made a huge deal out of this all week long. And if we got more, we'd be able to get 3 planes, right? And so you're just keeping track of it, and at the very end, you just tell them how they did.
Yeah. And
End of the week.
It was so neat because the kids really got into these challenges. Every station they went to, they were doing these and adding these to their scorecards. And, of course, we kind of figured out what the goal was, and they crushed that goal.
They crushed it.
And really kept them motivated to keep participating all week long.
And they were excited about the planes. We even had people donate extra planes just because they wanted more planes. So it was cool. But anyway, you can choose whatever you want for your goals. You might have missionaries at your church or certain things that are really special to your heart that you can choose. It doesn't matter. You choose what you want to choose. But the kids got into working together as a big VBS to try to do something for somebody else around the world. Maybe you want to bring Bibles. Maybe you want to tie it into the Children's Hunger Fund, which is absolutely an awesome mission. It's up to you, right? So that's how we did just that little scoring part of that.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we're through all that. Now what we're going to do is go through a few of the challenges in the different areas just so you can get a feel. They're all written up in your books, but just so you can get a feel of what they are, we're going to do a few together right now. So we're going to start and do a couple snack challenges, okay? First one.
So every day you have an option to do what's called a one-bite wonder. Okay, so these one-bite wonders are great, and so of course we go to a different continent every day, and so what we've done is we've included a little taste of something from that continent for each kid to try at the beginning of snack time, and we'll say something like, if we can get, for our team, if we can get 3 kids to participate in this one-bite wonder, and you try this snack from South America, then we will accomplish our contest for today, or this challenge for today.
And so circle that little
we'll circle that country on our scorecard
Yep.
and help us get towards that all-VBS goal that we're working towards. And so we have one for you to do right now.
Yes, we do. So it's in that, what do you call those things? Lazy Susans?
It's a wheel of happiness.
The wheel of goodness.
Yes.
In your wheel of goodness, you're going to see a little, what do you call those things? Condiment cup?
Yes.
That's got orange stuff in it. That is dried papaya.
Dried papaya.
So if you would like to try dried papaya, go ahead and kind of pass that around every table or so. There's one of those, all right? And you can see what that tastes like. Now, you don't have to do dried papaya for South America. There's so many choices. Actually, what we did, we got them at Costco, but they've also got them in just the regular grocery stores. They have these things called Brazi Bites. They're from Brazil, okay, B-R-A-Z-I. And we would just cut them in fourths and gave everybody one little bit of it. It's kind of like this really yummy cheesy bread.
Yes.
So that's what we did. But you could do anything, okay? So give them a little taste, and then we went ahead and gave them their regular snack after that. But that's just a little example of a one-bite wonder. Now, there's also other options written into the snack guide if you don't want to do the one-bite wonder. The kids love the one-bite wonder.
Yes.
But you could also do some of the other options. So I'm going to read you a clue or two from the snack guide, all right, just so you get a feel for this. So the day one, another option for snack guide. It says this: rice and beans are staples of many meals in South America. Your challenge is to find the hidden piece of rice or the hidden bean in the bin of rice or in the bin of beans, okay? If you find it in the allotted time, your leader can circle a country on the South America scorecard. Okay, the kids love this. This is just kind of while they're eating their snacks, they're just doing this fun thing, you know. So anyway, that was one. Day two was called Dead Sea Float. In Asia, there's a body of water called the Dead Sea that's full of very salty water. If you get into the Dead Sea, you won't sink. Instead, you'll float. In this challenge, you're going to test some objects to see which items sink and which items float. And before testing each item, vote as a team on whether you think it's going to sink or float. And again, if they got half of them right, then they got to circle. Okay, so you get the idea? Those are just like extra little fun things you could do during snack time, or you could just do the one bite wonder. We just went over the top and did them all.
That's right.
We did it all. But anyway, you can pick what you want, or you can skip doing them altogether in snack time if you don't want to. Right? You don't have to, but just if you want to. It's lots of fun.
We did a super fun one bite wonder, and this was a special one. We actually did it halfway through the week. We did it in our opening assembly, and we invited any volunteers, any of our leaders that wanted to come up and try this one. And you know you can order anything on Amazon, right? Well, we ordered flavored crickets on Amazon because, you know, we're like one of the only countries in the world that doesn't eat insects regularly as part of their diet. So we're the weird ones, okay? But it's very normal in a lot of cultures, and there's a word that I wrote down on what it is, but I don't think I can pronounce it.
Entomophagy.
Entomophagy is the word, and a lot of people include insects into their diets. Surprisingly, when we said we were going to do this challenge, we had so many, mostly teenagers, run up onto the stage that I ended up having to break the crickets in half because I didn't have enough prepared. But they all ate a salty cricket, and it tasted like
whatever
a salty cricket, and
whatever.
But
a salty cricket tastes
it was a
like.
fun little one bite wonder, and we said, you know, if we had enough leaders participate, then everybody could mark that on their scorecard, and of course we did.
So that was really fun. And let's do one together. In your package, you're going to see a couple pages in there. You're going to see something that says pick the pasta. Let's try it. We're not going to go into it full blown. But this was one during snack time. They had to see if they could try to figure out which pastas were which name. So all you're going to do is just look at the number and see the answers are down at the bottom. Just write the number. Okay, we're just going to give you about 30 seconds. See how many you can figure out in 30 seconds. Okay, on your mark and set, go!
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how many did you get?
Up.
Did you figure it out? How many of you noticed that if you turn the page upside down, the answers are right there at the bottom? Yeah, cheaters.
Yeah.
That's all right. So we'll let you grade yourself on that one, you know, but it's a fun way for the kids to keep learning about another continent and country and have some fun at snack time.
Right, and you know, our goal, one of our goals at VBS is to never have a down second. So really, this is all helping build not only a love for the nations, knowledge about the nations, it's also building relationships. Kids had so much fun just talking and interacting with each other. They weren't just sitting there like bumps on a log.
Yes.
It was awesome. Okay, and we're going to do another little snack one, and then we're going to move on to craft. You're going to find a little condiment cup that's got some Ritz bits in it, okay?
Cheesy Ritz bits.
Cheesy Ritz bits. Now, Matt is particularly proud of this because he's the one that thought up the name for this
I've done
snack,
Dr. Mister and this one.
He's
so I've done
thought
two
up
things. Yes.
It's really awesome. Yes.
In 20 years.
Yes. Anyway, so this is for our Leaning Tower of Cheesa
Yes.
snack. Isn't that good? Leaning
Love
Tower
it.
of Cheesa.
So this is actually their snack that day, but in order to eat your snack, you have to stack up at least 4 of the Cheesy Ritz bits on top of each other, leaning in one direction. And once you've accomplished that, then you can eat your snack.
So we've only got enough for one of you to do it, but go ahead and give it a try. See if you can get yours to be a Leaning Tower of Cheesa. And we actually gave them 5 or 6.
Yes.
So, you know, there's a little more challenge.
They know how to stack crackers.
They can do it.
All right.
Anybody getting it? Woo, woo.
Yes. You
Yes.
got it?
Woo.
All right. Your leader gets to circle the country on their scorecard.
That's right. All right. So as you see, lots of fun stuff you can be doing during your snack time. There's also spiritual conversation starters throughout the whole book for every time during snack.
Yep.
So it's really, you can have a lot of fun and a lot of good conversation going on during snack time. Then craft challenges, okay?
Yep, for our craft and science
Very
time.
easy that you could do, very easy to do the one bite wonder every day if you want snack. With this one, every day you could do this where in the world?
Yes, this Where in the World challenge is really simple, really quick, that your craft leaders can have these posters, really. And so
they've got one in their packet.
Yep, you got it in your packet. The first page there should look just like this up on the screen. And what you got here, leader would hold this up and say, hey, here is a bunch of pictures, okay? And we're talking about Africa today. And I want you to look closely at this. I want you to find the one picture that does not belong up here, okay?
Right.
So you're looking at that. Have you figured it out already? Have you got it? Yeah, there's...
Flip to the next page.
Look at that.
Let's
Flip to the next page right there. The bagpiper does not belong in this picture. So if you got that, we're going to circle that on your scorecard.
And you're probably realizing a lot of these take 20 seconds to do, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes. They're really fast. So you can do this right off the bat as the kids are coming in to just kind of get organized. Hey, you know, or you can do it right before they leave, and it's almost a little disciplined kind of time management type of thing that you can kind of use. But anyway, so it doesn't take a lot of your time at all, but it's got a lot of impact. Okay, so some other, a couple other craft ones. If you don't want to do the Where in the World, there's one of those for every day. All you have to do is run it off. That's all you have to do for that. But if you want to do something a little more involved, let me read you just a couple possibilities. Here was day one. Find an item or a picture from South America somewhere in this craft room. Okay, so ahead of time, you just have to make sure you put a picture somewhere in there, okay? And they see if they can find it. And if they find it, you mark the card. There's another day where they're trying to find at least 3 flags from, I think it's maybe an Asian country or maybe North America, I forget. And if they kind of have to figure out which flags do they think are from that continent. If they do it, they get to circle it, okay? Here's one, Jesus in many languages. They see the word Jesus written in different languages, and they just have to try to write that too, okay? And that was pretty fun. That was pretty cool. They like doing that, okay? Here's one we're going to try all together. You're going to see that there is a paint chip that's cut up in your wheels of goodness, okay? So go ahead and grab all those little paint chip thingies there. This one's called It's Shade Time, okay? Here's what you have to do. Arrange the shades of color in order from lightest to darkest, okay? If you can do it in 30 seconds or less, you get to circle a country on the scorecard.
This is a great free one. You just go down to your paint store, walk out with a whole stack of those.
You might want to ask first if you can have them. So some of you have ones that are shades of brown. Some of you have ones that are shades of green, okay? Go ahead and see if you can do that. Kind of makes a picture on the back, but we won't get into that. Okay, we're not going to take time to find out if you got it right, but that was fun and helped lead into the conversation about how we're really not different colors. We're just different shades. And we tried, for the most part, we did try to get brown paint cards, but we were kind of running out of them at the paint store, so some of them are green. But anyway, maybe if you're feeling sickly, you know, that works for the green ones. So, yeah, that was fun. Led to spiritual conversation. Many of these lead to spiritual conversations. There's always a method to our madness, right, Mr. Matt?
Yes.
Yes. So those are some of our fun craft challenges. All right, then on to game.
Yes.
All right. Now this one, the easy thing you can do at the beginning of every game time, just as the kids are arriving, takes literally 10 seconds. It's called 10 in 10.
And this is a fun one because sometimes when you get to games, maybe your game people are still setting up and you don't want the kids to just do their own thing, so it keeps them occupied and really helps to that, but it's just a simple, you've got 10 seconds to accomplish some physical activity because it ties in with games while we're getting ready. And so we could say, like, we're going to count. Today, day one, we're in South America, and so one of the main languages in South America is Spanish, so we're going to count to 10 in Spanish, and you've got those 10 seconds to do 10 jumping jacks. Are you ready? No,
all right.
You're not.
You can sit and do them, okay, you guys?
You can.
All right, let's try it. Ready?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Uno, dos,
tres, cuatro, cinco, seis,
7, ocho, nueve, diez.
I haven't practiced Spanish in a long time.
Glad we got that right.
I almost forgot from high school Spanish class. But anyway, it's written in there how to say them and how to pronounce them in case you're not sure. All right, so there you go. And of course they're going to do it. These are all designed really to accomplish. We want them to get them done, okay? So they work well, and that's all it was. That's how no prep. 10 seconds, really fast.
Yep. Another one that we had every day that you could do is a race the clock. And so we have a variety of relay type races that they could do as a team that don't take a lot of time, that are real easy prep and everything. But they could do these little race the clock challenges to try to get that and circle that on your scorecard.
They have to do with that continent of the day. Everything has to do with the continent of the day. So start thinking that way because it's really based South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, okay? That's how it goes along. And it's just everything about that for that day. All right? So, and then the teaching challenges, we're going to talk about that in the teaching overview, so we're going to skip over that right now. And then the only other thing that you might want to throw in, we did total bonus thing, don't have to do this at all. We threw in those little intro challenges that the kids got as they were leaving the opening every day. And these are just things that they might be looking for. I read you that one where they're trying to find somebody that speaks Spanish, just learn how to say hello.
Yes.
They might be looking for, 4 little Eiffel Towers that are hidden somewhere in the building while they're walking along or something like that.
Yeah, we had printed like paper Eiffel Towers and taped them up on the walls around the building. They had to find 4 of those throughout the day as they were going around from room to room.
So that kind of gave them something to do while they were walking around, right, for going from this place to that place. So they had fun with those. But again, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do, you can simplify and just do couple places. You don't have to do it at game and at snack and at craft and at teaching. I would say teaching is important though, because it kind of leads into the whole lesson especially. But, or you could do them certain days and certain places. Customize it to make it work for you, okay? But it is a blast. The kids get so into it.